All right, hey everyone, Jeff here at stopthepirates.blogspot.com. I'm talking about administrative process, administrative due process, and how that may apply to unlawful detainer. So the purpose of any unlawful detainer action is for the owner of something to get an order from the court compelling a party who is in possession of the owner's property to surrender it to the rightful owner or to the party who has the right of possession of use. The thing in question could be any variety of objects, but the premise is that someone is in adverse possession of something and that rightful owner of it wants it back. So paramount in this action would be first for the plaintiff to prove that they are the real owner of the thing or that they have the right of use of the thing. And this could be done in any number of ways. Or in the case of a trust situation, the beneficiary of the trust has the equitable right to possess trust assets. Perhaps someone is in possession of a certain trust asset, so the beneficiary would petition the trustee for the trust to go and recover the property. At that point, the trustee might file an unlawful detainer for the recovery of the trust property. Maybe the IRS is garnishing someone's Social Security benefits, and so one might want to sue an unlawful detainer for the recovery of those funds. And the situation where an unlawful detainer could be used are basically endless. So this is one of the best remedies that we have available to us. Is the administrative process in everything. And this can be done with anybody, and this is how the IRS works. Because they keep sending you notices and notices and notices, and notices aren't just bullshit. Notices are things, and if you don't respond to a notice, they figure, well, you're acquiescing to it, and then you agree with it, and you're going to go along with it. Just like any my credit card company will send you a notice. The terms and conditions of your credit card, maybe the interest rate, have changed. Unless you notice them noticing their notice, they're not, There was a famous case, a guy who did that. He got a notice from a credit card company, and he accepted the notice for value, and he filled out another notice noticing their notice and sent it back to them saying that he was going to not pay the new interest rate, and as a matter of fact, he was going to lower it to 0.39%, and sent it back to him, and they never responded to it. And he went to court in a civil action and proved that they never responded to his notice, so they agreed to it. It's like if somebody walks up and goes, I'm going to punch you in the face, and you go, no, I don't want you to do that. And you just stand there and go, well, I mean, obviously that's an extreme case, but if you have to respond to these notices in every case. Don't just think it's going to go away. So like all civil suits, one must exhaust one's administrative due process before a civil suit in order to go into equity with clean hands. Like all civil suits, one must exhaust one's administrative due process before a civil suit in order to go into equity with clean hands. If you will watch how the present mortgage foreclosure is done, is an example of exhausting administrative process. If you will watch how the present mortgage foreclosure is done, is an example how exhausting administrative due process is done. They give all sorts of notices and warnings before doing the foreclosure sale. The IRS is a good example of administrative due process. They give all sorts of notices and opportunities to deal with the situation. Now, each individual U.S. citizen has the right to do these processes, and it's a brilliant remedy because, along with this and an unrebutted affidavit, you're basically guaranteed to win your whatever your situation is. And if people start using this, like with things like the IRS, they just don't have enough boots on the ground, enough guns, enough people to deal with everybody, which is great. That's why they call us paper terrorists. The pen is mightier than the sword. So if one wants to sue an unlawful detainer from a plaintiff's position, Obviously, one must exhaust one's remedies before attempting to sue. I have the best administrative due process with basically all the forms. You just got to fill in the information on stopthepirates.blogspot.com. Many have successfully used the international commercial claim paperwork, where allegations are made and presented to the other party in such a way that if they refuse to rebut the allegations, then the matter is settled and judgment is had by their failure to respond. Then a notice of fault and opportunity to cure is sent. And if no response is made, then it goes to a notice of default. This completes the administrative due process. Yeah, so learn it, live it, know it. It's great information. All people need to have. Go to stopthepirates.blogspot.com. Thank you.